Ananya, welcome to India today. Firstly, many, many congratulations on the film. It's getting a lot of love. Your character's getting a lot of love. I want to sort of take you back in time to that space where the chatter around you was not this. It was more of the fact that you got into the industry easily. It was more of the fact that things were given you on a plate, and the fact that, oh, she's not that great of an actor. Now that whole narrative has changed organically, because I guess you've picked up roles, the acting has changed. You seem like you're more easy in front of the cameras. How was that time like when those critics and those reviews were not that favorable, when the things that were said were not that, whatever?
I feel like even at that time, I had a lot of love though, because I'll never forget when Student of the Year 2 had released. I was very nervous because I was like, no one knows who I am. Will people like me? And my character also in that film, Shreya, she was a little unlikable because she was like a brat and, she was a bit of a bully. So I was like, will people understand? But I remember we went for the first screening of the film and everyone was shouting my name and my character's name. And immediately since then, and there's been no turning back, the audience has given me a lot of love. I've had a lot of kid fans coming up to me, a lot of teenagers coming up to me. So I've always felt that love from the audience. So I never really was bothered by the harshness of it. I think I took the feedback very seriously, and I don't think I would want to change my journey in any way because I'm where I am today because of everything I've done so far, because of the people I've met, because of everything that has happened, in my career. So I'm happy that it's naturally progressed into this.
If not an actor, what would Ananya have been?
I mean, I was going to college to study media and marketing, but since I was young, I was definitely not qualified or even close to being qualified. But I always wanted to be a doctor because my dada and dadi were both doctors, and I loved biology. So yeah, I would have wanted to be a doctor, maybe, or like a preschool teacher because I love children. Yeah.
The kids definitely love you. I mean, that's a fan base that perhaps organically has come to love you. I want to speak to you a bit about this particular film. The graph, the transition, the journey of this character. What have you taken from her? Post shoot, when you wrap the film, you go back home. Now you're soaking in all the feedback that is coming on the film. Like you said, it's interesting. What is it that you've taken from this character and the film?
What I've taken from this character in this film, I think it was kind of at the right time and the right place in my life when it happened. I think I was just ready to play Ahana. There was probably something in my life that I was feeling that I needed to let out, or that I felt like I needed to show people. And for me, there's no better outlet than my work. Whatever I'm dealing with in my personal life, I try to channel it in my work in some way. So I think I understood a lot just about just being on a film set and being open with this film, because how much ever we rehearsed on set, there was no choreography. We would come in the morning and everything would be like, okay, what do the actors want to do? What does Arjun think? There were a lot of conversations. I felt very respected as an actor. I felt my opinion was very valued. And another thing I realized with this film that I want to hopefully take forward in all the films that I do is we had a lot of time. We had a lot of time to prepare for this film. We had a lot of time to shoot this film because no one was shooting anything else at the same time. And I want to be able to give all the work that I do that much time and respect, that I have a month to prep. I have no, conflicting schedules when I'm shooting for something. It doesn't happen because achanak you're shooting everything at one time or you're not shooting anything. That happens, I think, with almost every actor. So I want to be able to at least fight for that time with every film that I do.
Post this film, obviously the focus is going to shift in terms of what do you do next, because when you have that sort of a jump and you do such a cool script, because the writing is so on the money with that particular film, is there something that you're not going to do going ahead? Is there a lesson you've learned in terms of the choices, or in terms of, okay, I'm very clear in my head that I made a mistake in the past, maybe I'll not do this again, I'm very clear headed? Is there something you've picked up?
I think in general, the kind of person that I am, I can't do anything that I don't believe in. I can't be convinced to do anything. And it's always based on my first instinct. And I think sticking to that is what I want to do going forward. I want to believe in everything I do.
That's a good way. That's the good radar and navigation to perhaps have. You're just 25, and that's a really young age to be in. You're a very cool, urban, today's kid on socials, living her life, going the ups and downs of a roller coaster. When talks of link ups and all of that come, how do you navigate that? Because there are two ways of looking at it. One is that, I'm going to keep doing my own thing and let people say and write whatever they have to. Or I'm just going to come out and say, yeah, this is what it is. Because I'm young, and you have a lot of audience who will like the fact that she's just being herself rather than, being defensive. So when these link up conversations happen, how do you navigate that?
I think it's as you said, it's about just being yourself and kind of doing what you feel is right. You shouldn't feel any pressure to kind of, be a certain way or do a certain thing. Everyone has to do what works for them. I've always chosen to be myself and portray that because I want young people out there to feel like they can be themselves because of me. But I think there are things also in my life that I like to protect and I like to keep private. And I do that, and that works for me, and I don't feel the pressure of doing anything or being any sort of way.
Keep that. I think that will work for you in the long run. Tell me, how hungry is Ananya Panday when it comes to work? How competitive is she? Because you're also working with peers who are equally fierce in terms of getting roles. The industry is getting competitive in terms of just good material coming out, whether it's OTT or theatricals. What is your outlook on that?
I'm very ambitious and competitive. I'm very, very competitive. If you've seen any interviews of mine where I have to play a game, I'm like the most, I start crying if I'm about to lose. But I'm a quiet competitor. Like, I feel like I don't want to snatch something from someone. I don't want to eat into someone's work. I don't want to put anyone down because of, I think everyone has their space. And I want to do good work, and hopefully I'll get more good work because of that. And as I said, every film has its destiny and it goes to the right person. And yeah, it always works out in a way. I like to believe that if I put my head down, work very hard, then whatever's right for me will come to me.
Your dad's a rock star. I mean, he's an absolute rock star. We all love him. How does he sort of, when you go back home and when you have that conversation, just a father-daughter conversation, what has his metric or his sort of perspective been on your journey? Because it's been quite a roller coaster, very interesting one.
I think my dad obviously comes from another generation, but he's always been, with the times. He kind of got onto this OTT curve. He kind of got onto playing diverse characters before a lot of people did. He's a very commercial actor. He's done so many commercial films and he loves commercial cinema. So his advice usually is like, do more commercial films, do more commercial films. But then after he saw Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, he was so happy and so in love with the film, and he's so proud of all the response that it's been getting. He's kind of like, okay, just do whatever you think is going to work for you. He kind of understands that the times are different now.
And you know what's interesting is a lot of people in the industry reached out to you, a lot of girls reached out, a lot of actors, which is so cool to sort of have that sort of, bonhomie in the industry. Speak to me a bit about that.
Yeah, I always say, the girls are always the ones who are the first to, reach out and message and give their love and their support. Mrunal, Alia, Kriti, for me, even Rani ma'am and Neetu Singh, because I love them and I've grown up watching them, and they're some of my favorite actors. For them to like my work and, give me so much love, it really motivates me and makes me feel very grateful.
If you had to say time travel and go back to the 80s or 90s and do a film just for the fun of it, because come on, I mean, who doesn't like a hardcore masala pot boiler, right? Something that you've binged on. Is there a title that comes to your mind?
I was watching Zeenat ji and Neetu ji's Coffee with Karan episode, and they were talking about Amar Akbar Anthony, and it sounded like so much fun. Like, everyone just made films for the joy of making films, and they fully believed, and they made everything with so much conviction. I think I would love, and I rewatched Amar Akbar Anthony. They were doing that thing for Amit ji's birthday when all his films came in the cinema, and I rewatched Amar Akbar Anthony on the big screen. I was like, wow, I just want to be a part of filmmaking when it's like this, for the pure joy and love for making movies. So I guess maybe hope like Amar Akbar Anthony. Yeah.
Let's manifest that. Let's put that out in the universe.
Said Adarsh and mine and Arjun's WhatsApp group is called Amar Akbar Anthony. So manifest.
Maybe next time around we'll be speaking about a film on those lines. Congratulations. All the very best. Please keep giving us, whatever you're doing. I mean, it's been such an organic journey for you, like I said. And I like the fact that you wear everything on your sleeve, whether it's been a film that has worked or hasn't worked. Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you.